Hey, this is Anthony Cesare, and in this video we're going to talk about the best and easiest way to split earnings from your songs with your collaborators. In the past, the accounting involved with splitting the money from a song would be a hassle because you have to wait for the money to come in and then divide it up amongst your collaborators according to whatever terms you originally agreed upon.
Yeah.
But now you can set that up with Distrokid Splits, and all of your collaborators will automatically get paid as the money for your songs continually comes in. In a minute, I'm going to show you exactly how to set that up so it's done for you and you don't even have to think about it anymore. But first, I want to mention that this video is sponsored by Distrokid, and they're a service for musicians that puts your music into online stores and streaming services, and then when people listen to your music, Distrokid sends you money. And you can use the link in the description to save 7% on your first year with them. So their feature that divides up the money you make from a song among your collaborators is called Splits. It's great if you're in a band that writes together, or even if you write with co-writers as a solo artist. So to give you an idea of how Splits works, let's take a look at a scenario. Let's say you're in a 3-piece band and you guys finally recorded an EP. One of your band members put up the $500 you guys needed to track the EP, and the three of you agreed that he would get that $500 back first once money started coming in from the song. Everybody in the band also agreed that after that, you would get 50% of the earnings, and the other two members would get 25% each, since you wrote the lyrics and contributed to the music, and the other two members contributed to the music only. By the way, be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay updated on our latest songwriting videos, and grab your free songwriting cheat sheets with the little I in the upper right hand corner of the video or in the description below. So normally that kind of accounting would be annoying to take care of because you have to wait for the money to come in and then divide it up amongst the three of you along those terms that you originally set up.
3, 2, 3, 8, 4, 6.
But with Distrokid Splits, you can do that much more easily. In a minute, I'm going to outline all the ways Splits gives you total flexibility to pay your collaborators. But first, let's look at how to actually set up these payments so that you can do it once and then be done with it. So first, we'll go into our Distrokid account and choose Splits. And from there, we can choose our release and add our collaborators. Okay, so once you're in Distrokid, all you have to do is click the little Splits option at the top. And then just select the release that you want to do the splits for. In my case, I'll just choose my latest release here. Hit next. Okay, so once we're in here, we just go to one of the songs, and we'll assume my name is your name for the purposes of this. So we said that you would get 50%, so we'll just add that at 50%. Then we add a collaborator, and they were going to get 25%. And then you'll just add their email address. So we'll say bandmember2@gmail.com. And then we also had a third collaborator. And you can see if I try and add a percentage that's too high, then it'll deduct it from that first one. So you don't have to worry about going over 100%. So then if we add the third collaborator, we can make them member 3 at their old school, so they're at AOL. Now that we have our collaborators in, we can add our recoupment for that initial $500. So in order to do that, you just hit this Add Recoupment button here. And now you have the option to add that recoupment for anybody. So I'll just put that on band member 2. So now the first thing that's going to happen is they'll get that $500 back, and then the 25-25-50 split will happen. And as far as these two members here, if they don't already have a Distrokid account, they're going to be able to add one for 50% off, which is just going to be $10. So that's going to be really easy and cheap for them to set up and get their money. And your release is not going to be delayed or anything like that if any of your collaborators are slow to sign up. Instead, Distrokid just ends up holding the money for them until they join. And if one or all of them never end up joining, then you can easily just cancel their invite and reallocate their money somewhere else or even to yourself. So that's no problem as well. And I should note too that if we go to this review changes page, now you'll get a little visual here of who's getting what. It shows the recoupment, it shows the percentages, you get the little visual of the percentages. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, it'll show the full album split. So if somebody's buying the entire album, as opposed to just streaming or buying an individual track. So right now it's showing this as 6.25% for the other two band members and then 87.5% for you. But that's just because I have four songs on this EP, and I only did this split for one of the songs. So it's basically doing the math on all four, assuming that the other three tracks are 100% for you. When in reality, that your splits would have happened so that you set all four songs up the same way I set that one song up. And then that will be reflected in the full album at the bottom. And then we can also consider the flexibility that Distrokid Splits offers you. So first of all, you can add unlimited collaborators to any track, so as many people as you need to add, that's no problem. You can split with anyone, and all you need is their email address. And like I mentioned earlier, if they don't have an account, they'll be able to sign up for a reduced price. You can change the splits at any time, so if you had it in at a certain percentage at one point, and then you need to change that, you can do that easily anytime you want, so that's not a problem. You can also add or remove collaborators at any time also. So again, whatever you start off with in the beginning isn't set in stone. You could also go back in time and see any previous splits. So if you did make any changes to the splits over time or remove anybody, you can see all that stuff. And also, collaborators can only see what percentage they get. So they can't see who your other collaborators are or what percentage those other collaborators get. And also, Distrokid doesn't take a cut, as usual, and you and your collaborators get to keep 100% of the earnings. None of that goes off the top to Distrokid. So if you want to start splitting money with your collaborators the easy way and you're not already a Distrokid customer, you can use the link in the description to save 7% on your first year. And if you thought this information was helpful, subscribe to this channel and grab your free songwriting downloads with the links on the screen and below the video.